Good day and welcome to Mayor King's TV News. I am Timiela Emanuela. Now to begin the news, here are some of our top stories. Oborevwori ends decades of isolation as Okwagbe gets first ever internal roads. On the foreign news, US and Iran exchange strikes and accuse each other of violating ceasefire. On sports, Messi makes history again after helping Argentina over Jordan. Now the news in full. The desilting of drainages and canals in the Commission's mandate areas commenced Sunday, June 28 at Efrun GRA, even as the exercise is ongoing at Jakba Road, Efrun, in Uya local government area of Delta State. The exercise aimed at mitigating the adverse effects of impending storm water flooding in the mandate areas of the Commission, as predicted by NIMET, has been seen as a welcome development by many community leaders and residents alike. At Jakba Road, artisans, payloaders and tippers were in action, opening up blocked drainages and evacuating massive sand, waste and debris. Meanwhile, the exercise commenced in various streets of Efron GRA yesterday, including the new Ovie of Uye Palace Road, General Onyeha Street, High Court Road, Hagrick Road, among others. However, Chief Akbotu Moses, who is a resident in the area, further appealed to other residents to desist from deliberately dumping refuse inside and blocking the drainage system, noting that such acts are inimical to the public health and environment. The Delta State government has described the ongoing construction of internal roads in Okwagbe Community, Ughelli South local government area, as a historic intervention that is ending decades of infrastructural neglect and opening a new chapter of economic growth for the one of Urhobo land's oldest commercial settlement. Commissioner for Works, Highways and Urban Roads, Comrade Ruben Izeze, stated this during an inspection of the ongoing road project in the community, saying the development reflects Governor Sheriff Oborevwori's commitment to equitable infrastructure development under his more agenda. According to Izeze, the roads currently under construction are the first internal road infrastructure ever undertaken in Okwagbe since the community's establishment, bringing to reality a long-standing aspiration of residents who, despite the town's economic significance, had lived for generations without a functional internal road network. He described Okwagbe as one of the largest and most historically significant communities in Urhobo land, renowned for its bustling weekly market and strategic role in regional commerce dating back to the colonial era. Yet, despite its rich commercial heritage, the community had remained without the basic road infrastructure needed to support its growth. Moving on to Lagos State, the Federal Ministry of Works has announced a ban on commercial motorcycles and tricycles on the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. The restriction, which takes effect this week, was announced in a statement on Sunday by the Federal Controller of Works in Lagos State, Olufemi Dare. Dare said the decision was introduced to protect the newly constructed superhighway from misuse and deterioration. He explained that the measures were necessary to preserve the road and ensure its long-term sustainability. The Federal Controller also warned that indiscriminate parking of trucks and articulated vehicles would no longer be permitted. He described the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway as a world-class infrastructure requiring proper maintenance and protection. The official urged all road users to comply with the directives in the interest of public safety. Now on the foreign scene, the US has conducted new strikes on Iran following a drone attack on a Panama-flagged vessel in the Strait of Hormuz on Saturday. US Central Command CENTCOM said it hit multiple targets across Iran in direct response to continued aggression against commercial shipping. In retaliation, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said it has launched missiles and drones at US infrastructure in Kuwait and Bahrain, in a statement shared to state media. Following the exchange of fire, the US and Iran accused each other of violating the ceasefire agreement. In the meantime, there were no reported US casualties or major impact or damages to US facilities in the Middle East. The IRGC said that under the Memorandum of Understanding signed earlier this month, Iran has arrangements for controlling passage and navigation in the Strait of Hormuz, and from now on, violating ships will be dealt with more forcefully than in the past. Finally, on the world of sports, Lionel Messi became the first player to score in 7 consecutive World Cup matches when he netted for Argentina against Jordan in Dallas on Saturday, moving past Just Fontaine and Jairzinho. Substitute Messi called in a free kick from 25 meters in the 80th minute to make the score 3-1. Messi's hot streak started in Argentina's 2-1 victory over Australia at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. He also netted against the Netherlands and Croatia before scoring twice in an epic final with France that ended with him lifting the trophy. He continued that scoring run at the 2026 finals, having netted a hat-trick against Algeria and another 2 versus Austria in Argentina's second game, with a strike against Jordan taking a tally of World Cup goals to a record extending 19. However, Messi can stretch his goals when Argentina take on debutants Cape Verde in the round of 32 on July 3rd, 2026. Now to end the news, recap on our headlines. Oborevwori ends decades of isolation as Okwagbe gets first ever internal votes. On the foreign scene, US and Iran exchange strikes and accuse each other of violating ceasefire. On sports, Messi makes history again after helping Argentina over Jordan. That's the news as read and edited by Timiela Emanuela. Thanks for watching.